I have several exclusive status retreat takeaways to share with you, and I'm going to start with the number one thing that really impacted me. The number one thing that was like a huge aha moment for me is, even though I already knew that fear was my driving force to keep me going and keep me doing what I do, I've always been fearful of not being able to provide for my family, and there's been a lot of things in my business that have scared me to death to do. In the beginning, it was just taking a selfie. Today, it's Facebook Live. It scares me to death to do Facebook Live on my post. But what I learned is that fear is not going to destroy my career with Younique, but it's actually going to be the reason that I'm going to push myself to be even more successful in this business. It is going to be my driving force. Whatever I am fearful of is what I need to put down as on my to-do list to do it and to make it happen. And so Facebook Live, I've been working on ever since we got back. I've been trying to do some Facebook Lives and tackle that, just, ripping that Band-Aid off, and it gets easier and easier every time. So that was a huge thing for me. One of the things that I really loved is thinking about when a customer doesn't like a product, and it's easy to think about the restaurant analogy, which someone brought up at our retreat. And I thought about my experience at Chili's. I used to hate Chili's because I did not like anything that I tried there. But then eventually I tried something that I really liked, and now I enjoy going to Chili's and eating. And I'm really especially glad that I discovered their Presidente margaritas. So I wouldn't know how good those are if I had just not ever tried going back to Chili's. So that can be, related to our makeup. If they don't like something, to turn around and find something that they really are going to fall in love with. Another huge part of the business is consistency, and not only just consistency on posting about Younique, but in the way that we post. So in my training group, setting a time and day that I do trainings, I'm going to start being more consistent about that. I used to just pop on and do trainings, or maybe a day or two before tell my team that I was going to do a training. Now I've set a day and a time, and it's Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. Every Wednesday, 8 o'clock, I'm going to get on and I'm going to do a team training. So I'm being more purposeful about the posts that I'm making in my team groups. Now that also is going to carry over to my personal Facebook wall. I have set up some things that I'm going to post on a regular basis. Like, I always post a inspirational quote or picture. I am starting to do a question of the day to get more interaction on that post, and that was a great tip that Sandy shared with us. And then I will post about myself, my life, my family, whatever, and I will also have a Younique post. Those are the minimum 4 posts that I'm going to be making a day on my Facebook wall. And then also in my VIP group, I can schedule a day to set aside that I'm going to do videos, or I'm going to do a training on a product or whatever. So just being very consistent in the day and the time that you're posting things was I don't know, it's just not what I had done before. I'd always, like I said, been consistent, but not that specific. So I'm gonna start working on that to improve on my consistency. And then words of affirmation are huge, and I've always believed in them, but since our training and since doing these things that I'm scared of, it is so helpful to, before you sit down in front of your camera on Facebook Live, to just tell yourself that you are gonna be a rock star, that you have the confidence to do this, that you believe in yourself, that everyone is going to get something from the message that you're giving them. Just that helps, and it gives you confidence, and gives you just that positivity that you need to conquer those fears that you have. But it's also great to start every morning off with those. I've also perfected my task list for each day. So several different girls shared daily tasks that they do, and we realized in looking at all those, when we talked about the things that we each do separately, you know, every day in our business, we talked about how they all go back to how to reach the 5-3 every month, the 500 PRS and the 3 personally sponsored in our group. So the things that I have written down to perfect my task list are to post inspiration and positivity on my Facebook wall, to post a question of the day, to add at least 5 to 15 friends daily, and to comment of 5 to 10 friends on 5 to 10 friends pages, to make a lifestyle post, unique post or video, post in my Team Weeks training group, read training groups, and that's like self-development. And go back and read like Lash Stars, any of those training groups that you're in. 10 recruiting messages, and this is like minimum every day. This is my task list, so hopefully I'll do more. 5 party messages, 5 team members, comment on them, and then new presenter coaching and post-in parties. That's going to be my task list that I'm going to sit down and I'm going to check those off every day, and I won't go to bed until those are all done. And I think that's going to just refocus me. So I'm really excited about that, because I felt like I had gotten a little off, and just hearing everybody else's ideas was really good to perfect and make sure that I'm doing what I need to be doing every single day to get the best results in my own business. And the last great takeaway that I really liked was the Super 6 structure that Melanie shared with us. And that was to help those new girls get started, to talk to them and help them with the first 6 steps that they need to do to get started in their own business. And the first thing is that they post a video announcing their own personal Facebook about their new business. The second thing is that they start a personal launch party and you help do it with them. The third thing is they start a Facebook business page. The fourth is to start a hostess-led party. The fifth is to sell 125 and get them active. And then the sixth is to watch Sherry Brown's Art of Non-Selling. And so they do those 6 things, you help them with it, and then you get them on the phone as soon as they sign up. As soon as you can, get them on the phone and talk to them about their goals. And you can even assign them homework and then set a time to get back with them and follow up on their homework that you gave them, and all of these 6 steps. So those were my biggest takeaways, and that I have found that are already impacting my business just in a couple of days.